Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is David, and again I am joined by these two guys, Trevor and Chris. And today we are reviewing a game that is a zombie game called Run, Fight, or Die from 8 Summit Games. So 8 Summit normally produces their games highly. I haven't seen one that, in my knowledge, that isn't done well. And it's also designed by a pretty renowned designer, and his name is Richard Lanius, one of my favorites. He did games like Defenders of the Realm, or one of the most underappreciated games he did, I would say, is that Dragon Rampage, the one where you roll the dice.
That's pretty cool.
He actually designed that one, and again, he's at it with this game, you know, making another dice chucker. So, and the reason why I bring these guys here, other than the fact that I love them so much, is that they love zombie games, and you specifically. So I'm going to stop talking, and you guys just want to give us a kind of a short synopsis of what this game is, really?
Yeah, it's a really cool little game. Like he had mentioned zombie games and like Dead of Winter and things like that. We've also played City of Horror. Dead of Winter, obviously a co-op game. This is actually the way.
It's pretty close.
Yeah, when I was playing it, I felt like it was kind of like that. Only you're not
Smaller
co-op.
version, yeah,
Right.
quicker.
But it is competitive in the end.
Oh, yeah.
Right,
it is
you're against
competitive.
each other, but really close to the Dead of Winter.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the Dead of Winter and City of Horror game kind of set us up to play this type of game for zombie games in the future, right? I mean, we've kind of been taking our hand at playing a lot of zombie games, so.
Yeah, no, I think the thing I really liked about it is it's competitive. It's not co-op like your Dead of Winter, but there's still the cool aspect of you're rolling the dice. You're kind of hoping to get one thing and not another. One thing that I found funny while we were playing, and I told these guys an aspect that I enjoy. It's obviously competitive. But the thing I liked about it is when somebody's rolling, and I don't know why this game as opposed to other games, I felt myself more invested in their turns. Like when they were rolling, I was almost kind of like, not even secretly, because I was openly rooting for them, because I was like, they've got zombies on the doorstep, and in my case, I ended up getting overrun by like 50 zombies at the end, so I'm horrible at this game apparently.
Oh, no,
but no, super cool. Found myself rooting for the guys when they're rolling. Just a really cool, fun little, cool little game.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely light, which is why I like it. So without further ado, let's show you what we're talking about and show you how he got swarmed with zombies. Let's go. Alright, so the contents that come in the box, there are quite a bit. Like I said, 8 Summit does a good job when they produce their games. First up, we have the zombie miniatures, and there are 2 different ones. There's a female one, and there is a male one, and you get a whole slew of these. And on the other front, there is a zombie boss counter. I wish this was a miniature, though they do make a miniature, so if you really want that, and he has his little cardboard components. Then these are the wound tokens, and the other cardboard components are the player boards. You get 4 of these, and then you actually get the players themselves, and each one has a special ability, and they also have like a combo on there, and they actually have some flavor text on the back as well. So I mean, that was not needed, but it is nice. And then lastly, we have the cards. We have location cards, and they have follow cards, and then smaller ones, event, mutant, fleeing, loot. We'll go over those in a second. And then you have a nice little reference sheet. I only get 2 of those, but it's nicely done. And then lastly, we have the dice. Now, this is what I'm most impressed with. These are some of the chunkiest dice I've ever played with. Again, Richard Lanius goes this route, and I mean, I guess 8 Summit, of course, did the production, but they are really well done. They're indented fairly far, and they're painted well as well. So, now that you know what comes in the box, let's show you how to play. Okay, so start up the game. You're going to put all the decks out here, and you can also play this solo, but if you play with multiple people, you're going to have the zombie boss out here, and I'll go in that in a second. You'll start by giving each player a choice of a character, and they'll go over them. I'll go over one of the abilities here. The Sweet Prom Girl looks as since once per turn when she draws an event card, you may discard the first card and then redraw, keeping the second card. And she also has a dice combo, though this doesn't come into play too much, but if you roll this combo, you can do the action, which when rolling this combo, ignore the zombie icons and remove your from your board any 5 zombies and place them and back into surplus. So each one has that, and you can go over them when you actually buy the game, though I do think they are fairly balanced. So you'll pick one of them, and you're going to put it underneath your player board. So you have 3 zones, and then everyone will take 9 zombies and add them to your board. So you'll have 2 in the front, 3 in the middle, and 4 in the back. So on your turn, it's going to consist of a few phases, but on your action phase, you're going to initially roll the 5 dice, and it's just like Yahtzee. You get 2 re-rolls, and this is a special extra dice, and you're not going to need that. Some cards will tell you when you need it, but this gray dice is an event dice. Now you don't re-roll this. This actually goes off, and it does something at the beginning of each turn. So let's go over what that actually does right here. This amulet allows you to change a non-zombie dice to any face that you want, or re-roll all zombies, because when you are rolling these, any of these zombie icons will lock, but there are ways to go around that, like the amulet or the fleeing cards. So if you pick a fleeing card, you'll do a repercussion. It's always something bad, most likely, and then you'll be able to pick up all the zombie lock dice that you have and re-roll them. So again, you get Yahtzee terms. You get 1 roll, and then you get 2 re-rolls of anything you want, with the exception of the zombie lock dice, but I told you how to get out of those. And then you have these icons. So this one means you can move a zombie back 1 zone. So you can move him back from the 3rd and get rid of him, but if it goes over here, it's going to stay in zone 2. The next one we have here is simply a bat. Now this is a melee attack and can only be used in zone 1, but it can do 2 damage taking out 2 zombies. The last combat one we're going to go over is a gun attack. Now this can shoot 1 health point of damage in any zone. So you can take out this one guy here or one guy here, it doesn't matter. This is also the only way that you can shoot, actually hit the zombie boss, but we'll go over him in a second. The last few things that I want to go over before I start to explain the rest of the turn are the books and or the followers icon. Now, there are multiple things that happen, and it depends on how many books you roll. If you roll 2 books, you get to choose from a location, loot or wound, heal a wound. You get 3 books, you get to actually clear a zone of zombies and draw an event card, and it keeps going. The follower icons will allow you to get followers, because in the end of the game, it will trigger once you either draw this town line card, and the players are specific to how many followers they have to gather collectively, and if they have that many followers, they have made it to the end of the line and they have beat the game. But this is a competitive game, so you add up the points that you gather, and that person will be the utmost winner. Now the points go as follows. You get 1 point for each health that you have, and you start off with 5 health. You also can get victory points by getting the zombie tokens if you shoot him. There's also the bulk of the points are on the followers card. So the higher they go from 1 to 6, and the higher points are going to do something bad normally, and the lower points are going to do something good. But you'll get these to accumulate points. So the game can end that way by getting to the town line, or if somebody dies, that person's an outright loser. The game stops, and the rest of the players add up their score and find out who the winner is that way. So you got to watch out there. The last way that the game can end is if you get 5 followers. As a player, you can say, I'm declaring the end of the game. Everyone else will get 1 more turn, and then you'll add up the score that you have in front of you. So you might not have the winning score with 5 followers, so you get that choice. So the event dice, let me go over the faces here. So once you roll this, it locks. This one here means that you get to choose 3 zombies. They have to move up 1 zone. This one means you get to add 1 zombie to zone 2 and 3. This one means you get to heal 1 wound or move 2 zombies back 1 space. This one here just means you take 1 wound automatically. And the last one here is the Silent Night. This is where during your turn, you're going to be rolling and executing your actions. The second thing that will happen is the hunt. The zombies will then advance any ones that you haven't killed, and after that, they're going to spawn 3 zombies no matter what, unless cards say otherwise. But this one here allows you to negate that, and you wouldn't get the 3 zombies. The other ways that you can add zombies is, of course, if you get this icon. You add the 3 zombies and 1 additional zombie for each one you have on the face. So you could add multiple zombies that way. So I'm derailing. Let's go over a turn real fast so I can show you. So I'm gonna roll this here. I get the Quiet Night. I get 3 zombies, which is pretty bad. So I can choose to flee, take the repercussions, which is add 2 zombies to the 3rd row, and I get to pick up all these, and I can pick up any dice that I want when I re-roll. So I'll just do that, and I got some followers and gun, and say I don't want to re-roll, I'm not going to. I'm going to execute this turn. You just execute your actions in any order that you want. I'll take out these two with the bat. I'll have this one run off here. I'll shoot this one right here, and I'll get the 2 followers ability, which is basically either draw 1 follower or 1 location. So I'll do that. Once I execute that, the hunt happens and they advance, and then they would spawn. But because I have this, they wouldn't spawn any, and I didn't get any zombies. So on this turn, I was fortunate not to spawn anything. But again, you always spawn 3 zombies unless it says otherwise. So now my turn will pass. I will pass all these dice, and they will commence on doing their turns the same way. So you're waiting for other people to play. So that is the game in a nutshell. You'll continue to do this process until you reach one of the victory points that I stated, conditions that I stated earlier. But now that you know how to play, let's go over some of the locations followers, because that is where the game really shines. So this is my favorite one, and like I said, the lower ones are going to help you. This one here, you're going to just take a follower and normally put it in front of you, and they're always going to be there unless they go away somehow. This one, the cool guy, keep it cool, G. Ignore 1 other follower's penalty. So I like that, because some penalties are going to come into play, like this one here, Infected Marge. If you roll 3 zombies icons anytime during your turn, like I did there, she becomes a zombie, goes away, and shows up in zone 1. So some of them can be pretty bad there. There are different ones here. Mysterious guy here, more infected going on. The town drunk, and he's got staggering. And there's a nun there, the stoner, which is funny, a gamer geek, that's kind of fourth wall. But you'll see the good ones are green and the bad ones are red, so you'll have to do a lot of stuff. This one here is crazy. I'm in charge here. Lose 2 rerolls every turn, so it's worth 6, but you lose 2 rerolls. And this is the last one I'll go over. Hit Girl. You may sacrifice and discard Hit Girl to remove all zombies from one zone. I mean, I just love that. So those are the followers, and again, you have to accumulate those for points at the end of the game. The next thing that I'm going to go over here is locations. Now, you have to go through the locations to get the town line, and they do good and bad stuff, and most of the time they'll either stay or happen immediately. Everything's going to tell you on the cards. Immediately draw an event card and resolve it. So you'll draw an event card. We'll go over those in a second. Back road on your next turn, ignore all penalties of your followers, so that's really cool as well. I don't know how she got in here. And police station and stuff like that come up, but there is one card in here that is the playground, which spawns the boss. Now let's go over him. He is actually in the event deck, which you can spawn as well. So if you're playing with the players, he's going to come into play with this many life. So he's going to go in front of the active player every time he is spawned, and he attacks with this deck. And during the advanced stage, you're going to flip this over and do whatever it says. Sometimes it will be simply take 1 wound, sometimes it will be add zombies. So you never know what's going to happen, but you can take him out by shooting him with a gun. And every time you shoot him, you get 1 victory point. Like I said, that's another way. And once you take him out, all 4, he will go away. But again, he's going to go from player to player as the goes on until he's dead. If he ever were to draw another card that says spawn him when he's in play, he would just heal back up to full health. So that's the boss, and those are the locations. And again, the fleeing are different, and they're always bad. And the events are half and half. So sometimes you'll get add 3 zombies, but sometimes you'll get a barricade and help you and stuff like that. So stuff like that might happen, but those are basically all the cards. I do want to go over one last set of cards, and that is the loot. Now this is where the game really amps up, and this is, you can get some cool stuff, and every piece of loot is good. So there are axes, there are guns, there are medical stuff, there are Molotovs that clear out 5 zombies or 5 points of zombies out of zone 2. So you can get loot, you can get followers, you can get locations to help you out, but you can't always bank on that kind of stuff. So again, you'll continue to do this until somebody's dead or you reach the victory conditions. When you take wounds, you'll just put them on here. At the end of the game, you'll count up all your health and see how many followers you have, add up those victory points and any victory points you have here to see if you are the winner, the ultimate winner. But like Trevor said in the beginning, it kind of feels cooperative. Now let's tell you what we think and give this game a grade. All right, so the grades are going to go as follows. At least for me, I'm going to give it a percentage or a number grade, and I like this one. And I'm going to be giving it a high praise at a 91%, which is a low A for me. But we'll get into the discussion why. I want to hear what these guys give it first. You want to go first?
Sure, I'll rock and roll. I really like this game. I'm not terribly critical. I feel like if I'm having fun, I'm laughing, and I feel invested in the game. I consider it a good game. I do feel like I was having a little more fun in this game. Like I was really enjoying the rolls and just it's one of those games that can turn on a dime. I was just coasting through most of the game, and I had gotten some really easy luck, and then all of a sudden the zombie horde just ate my face off. So really cool that it's just unpredictable. You have no idea what's going to happen, but it keeps you interested, and it's a fun game. Like I said, you're playing for yourself. And at the end, you do want to win, but you still tend to find yourself getting invested in the other players.
That's not normal,
so,
at least.
No,
I don't know for you guys.
No, yeah. A lot of times
never.
you'll be playing a competitive game, and I feel like you don't want anyone to do well
You don't
because you
necessarily
want to
root
win that
against
game.
them, but yeah, but you don't root for them.
Right.
Like this game.
So
Yeah.
what would you think? What would you say?
What's your
Let's say
grade?
1 to 10.
I would give it a solid 8.
A solid 8.
Yeah.
So basically, yeah, that's a good grade. And where you were coasting and then got demolished at the end, he was on the brink of death all the time.
Oh, many,
but kept
many times.
having these stroke of luck, just rolling the books and clearing all these steps.
So with that being said, I would probably say I'd probably be around 8. I'll go with yours. That's
I would have been at a 10 if I wouldn't have lost.
Yeah.
Right.
As every game, right?
Yes, I'd be at an 8.
What points do you like about this game? What did it for you?
So, I mean, I'm obviously a big fan of the zombie games. If we compare it to Dead of Winter, it's very similar in the zombie aspect of it.
The theme is
The
there.
theme, yes.
It's got a good theme to it.
But it's a lot quicker. It's the roll of the dice. That's really what sells this game, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Where you don't know what's going to happen. It all just depends on what you roll.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
Some of the cards
So-
might alter that, but
yeah,
really,
the cards could, but it's all about that initial roll. Once you get that first roll, then you really kind of like try to figure out what you're going to do.
right. And
And very similar to Dead of Winter, you're constantly fighting against the advancement of zombies.
Right.
You always know you're going to be generating and they're going to be advancing. So
Right.
it has a lot of the same concepts.
Right.
but it's way lighter, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
I would say the theme of like a city of horror or a Dead of Winter really focuses on the story aspect of zombies. This played on it was humorous.
Well,
I
see,
like the cards,
and
and
that's
it
the
had a lot of flavor in the cards and the
right.
characters.
Yeah, with the Dead of Winter and all that other games, they're bigger.
Yeah.
It's way bigger. It's like a big co-op kind of
And
deal.
longer.
And longer, definitely longer. But this one was more focused. It wasn't like Trevor said. You were looking at everybody else's turns, but it was just it was really focused on just your turns.
Right.
You didn't have to worry about your turn or Trevor's turn. You really just need to focus on your turn.
Which I would say that would be my major downfall for it. Which is why it's got a great grade for me, but I think it could have got maybe a few more points if the player downtime wasn't so long. Because I can see in like a 4-player game, but again, like
Yeah,
you said,
that's a good point.
you're rooting for people,
Right.
So
Right.
it does kind of limit that for me. It's
Because
a
by the
minor
end of it,
quibble.
you do want to get your own score. You want to be higher.
There are expansions to add even 6 players. I don't know how that
6 might be kind of rough. I mean, we can't test that at this point, so we can't say that for sure.
Yeah, and so this game I would say I would recommend this for like a starter zombie theme night for before a Dead of Winter
yes,
or after a Dead
absolutely,
of Winter, and I would say this is great for pretty much any one gamer.
And you know how much I love artwork. The artwork on this is amazing.
Right? Yeah, I did really enjoy that as well, and of course Richard Lanius did it again with me. This is another one of my favorite like games. Generally, it's at least in my top 100, and I mean, of course, it's no surprise to me. So.
Yeah. No, it's a good game. I think it was a winner. I think this might not be the game you want to play if you're going to like a game night at like your local game shop, if it's guys you don't know. But if it's a couple buddies you know really well, I think the downtime won't matter. I think
Yeah,
you're going to
not
be in
at
on the
all,
other
yeah.
turns.
Yeah, it's going to draw you in. So, I mean, I can't say much more about this game. I really did enjoy it. I like it. I think it's crazy fast paced. I know the combos don't come up as much as we would like the player
Right,
combos. But with that being thrown out, I enjoyed myself every second. I mean,
Yeah, for
that's
sure.
it to me. Anything else you guys want to say before we close out?
Great game.
Yeah. Great
Alright.
game. I'd totally play it again.
Oh, well, we're going to.
Oh,
this
for
game
sure.
is staying
Right
with
after
us.
this, actually.
I
It's
think
going down.
Actually, yeah. So that's high praise. So I do want to send out a huge thank you to 8th Summit for sending us this review copy. What a great experience to have. And we could not have done the review without you because I've really tried so like tooth and nail to get this game, and they finally were gracious enough to help us out with this. And again, I can't say thank you enough. So thank you so much for watching the review today. I hope it was informational, and I hope this helps you choose if this game is right for you, which it totally is, in my opinion. So
Totally down.
I've been Dave.
Trevor.
Chris.
Until the next time that we see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with everything that you play and people you play with. You're here on the Game Vine. Bye, guys.
See you. Bye.